So we have a different style video for you today, guys. In this one, we're actually going to be reacting to IGN looking at Diablo Immortal's newest class, the Tempest. This came up on my timeline or my YouTube homepage, and I was like, you know what? We should definitely check this out. I'm curious what their reaction was to the Tempest and sort of their feedback, and then we're going to look at some of the comments because they do make some comparisons, comparing and contrasting Diablo Immortal to Diablo 4, but more importantly, it's the comments. This video got a lot of views, and I was really curious what the reaction was, so let's go and take a look at it. So here we are. This is on IGN. I'm going to put a link to the video, obviously, in the description of today's video, but it's Diablo Immortal's newest Tempest class. Wields wind and water to fun effect. This has almost 40K views. So I was really curious what their reaction to it was. So let's get straight to it, guys.
Diablo Immortal has had its ups and downs, just as its big brother Diablo 4 has, but I have to admit the team working on Immortal has constantly been adding things that pique my interest. The Blood Knight was the first new class added to the Diablo franchise in 9 years.
Why is my spacebar not working for pausing? But yeah, so Diablo Immortal got the first brand new class across all Diablo titles last year, which was pretty sick for a 1-year anniversary. And a lot of people thought like maybe we'll just get reused classes after that. But no, they doubled down and did provide the Tempest to us here in a couple days as the second brand new class to all of Diablo. So we didn't get a reskin version of an existing class or another class that was in a previous Diablo game like the Assassin. Now there are some similarities to the Tempest from other classes, but this class is completely brand new, which makes it all that more special, at least to me.
And it was an interesting spin on what I'd imagine a Castlevania protagonist would play like in the Diablo world. The Tempest is next, and after playing for a while, I'm happy to report that the class adds an interesting set of new abilities and moves that make it a compelling option for players. I couldn't tell if it would land in the S tier category during my playtime, but it's certainly got a lot of style that sets it apart from the others. The Tempest's main ability.
I also just realized that I was probably at the same playtesting thing that this guy was. Kind of crazy, actually, now that I say that out loud. Interesting.
Is focused around duplicating your character to set up an attack from all angles, as each clone, aka Zephyr, will mimic your attacks, which makes for some great gameplay moments that make you feel like a powerful trickster running laps around the demons on the map. The water blades your character wields gave me God of War vibes for a moment, but in practice, the Tempest is a bit more of a trickster zipping around the map and making it hard for enemies to get a beat on you. Using the power of wind and water combined with your Zephyrs, you'll find that the initial wave edge and mist touch combo will make great building blocks that help you get a feel for the playstyle. Some of the first skills like Squall and Crosswinds are wave and wind attacks that will propel you in a direction and spawn a Zephyr once cast. Basically, with the passive attack, anything you do is going to spawn one of those Zephyrs. From there, you can finish off that initial setup with an attack like Cascade, which makes you and your Zephyr slam your edges into the ground, unleashing a crashing wave around you. In practice, I
think that's a really important part of like the overall gameplay of the Tempest is utilizing the Zephyrs well. Not only can they clone your attacks, like he would just said with the Cascade, but you can also dash through them. So like positioning as the Tempest is going to be so critical because you can dash back and forth with certain skills and certain essences with your Zephyrs. And I love that he called that out. There is a high movement class for sure, which I think is phenomenal for Diablo Immortal.
I found the early game had me quickly zipping around the map to spawn my Zephyrs before setting up this trap over and over again to take me through the first few missions. It was a lot of fun to figure out a good flow and watch enemies melt as you did so. Not only are the movements interesting, but the overall design style is something I really like. These dual dagger-wielding Tempests look sleek and stylish with vibes from other games and classes in the mix. The Zephyr mechanic could be compared to a Necro Minion build, but for the Tempest, the Zephyrs act on a cooldown as opposed to having a health meter. And if you're wondering about the things that are following me, I believe those are Shadow Clones, which I just noticed was a perk on the weapon they equipped the higher level character with. So for me, that makes the Tempest even more compelling. It's definitely...
Oh no. Your attacks have a 50% chance to summon a shadow clone for 17 seconds. It's from the gym, guys. Echoing Shade. You can see the increased resonance by 900. Yeah. So it's not it's not part of the essence for the main hand. It is the legendary gem that is equipped, which is the Echoing Shade. I'm not here to point the finger, but like that's what it is, FYI. It is important to note that the Zephyrs do work very similar to that of the Echoing Shade summon. So it is a good comparison to make there. Again, it's different than what he thought it was, which is totally fine. We're all human, but it does work the same way. So it doesn't have a health bar. It just has a time limit to decrease till it goes away. It does benefit from your stats. However, it doesn't work with like your set gear that gives you summons, because it is similar to Echoing Shade, not just a necro. Just want to clarify.
Higher level character with. So for me, that makes the Tempest even more compelling. It's definitely a class I could see myself having a lot of fun with. The Tempest also has a short origin quest when starting out, with the character giving you a bit more info about the Tempest's background. The other notable part of this preview was the huge change to the Paragon system. Blizzard tells us that all progress made on the Paragon so far will be retained, and that the 15 Paragon trees have been reduced to 5.
Yep.
The goal is to give more options to mix and match your skills, and because your progress is retained, it'll be nice to keep building it out as you grind the endgame. The trees you could stat into now include Frenzy of Battle, Soul of Conquest, Grind Expedition, Invincibility, Stringed, and for the Tempest there was a Wind tree. Pick a path, add the skills that you want, and at Paragon level 300 you can actually choose.
To clarify, the Wind one is the movement, I believe. I'm almost positive it's the movement one that we talked about previously on this channel.
Choose one of the other skills to put on your tree. The main criticism I have so far, strangely, is that Immortal feels incredibly easy, especially in the early game. I know I'm the target audience, but progression has been ratcheted up so much that in the span of about an hour, I had hit level 20 and everything around me melted. I realize that Blizzard wants to get you to endgame faster when rolling a second or third character instead of using the class swap option, introduced a year after launch, but it doesn't really give you a chance to learn by.
Ooh. The class change did not come a year after launch. The class change came like a month at most after launch. The Blood Knight came a year after launch, just to clarify that. But yes, it is fast in the beginning to levels like 20, 30 when you get halfway there. But even then, like even now, when you get to like the 50s, the grind from 50 to 60 is still pretty noticeably long. So again, difference of opinion. I'm not here to shit on anyone here, but I just want to clarify the class change did not come a year after. Just to clarify that. But yeah, so overall, I agree that it is fast in the beginning, but not to the extent that he thinks it is, where like, sure, first 20 levels are going to be kind of easy, but after that, it's quickly going to slow down. They did make it faster though than what it used to be. So those of you that have played since day one know that you had to do other things outside of questing to level up. So they did increase that after the beginning parts of the game to actually make it so you had to you could quest longer to get more experience, but it does slow down significantly compared to what his experience was, or their experience was towards the end of the leveling experience. But yes, the overall goal is to get you to end game, because of that's where the majority of the content is, and majority of what you're going to see on YouTube is end game content. Anything past levels like below 60 before you get to Paragon is basically just early game in this game. The majority of the game does happen after that. So I understand the push to level people faster. I believe most new events unlock at level 30. So my tummy would tell me that that would be why they speeded up the really, really early game, especially those first like half 30 levels, is so that there's a new event, you can actually partake in it as a new player and not feel like you have to get to the true late game. But that's just my opinion.
Failing. You're throwing so much loot and so much information a bit fast. And when you're a lapsed player like me, it can be an overwhelming world to step into. Even trying out a Blood Knight at home after the event, I took him past level 30 by playing a mission here or there passively with minimum time put in, the ease of which takes away from the rewarding feeling you get when conquering something challenging. All that said, when I asked about the health of the player base for Diablo Immortal, Blizzard told us that it has been very healthy the whole time during our interview, and because player counts saw a huge spike with the Blood Knight release, I'd imagine that we see one again with the Tempest. They also let us know that they're already working on another character class edition and that they'd love to bring back characters we've seen in the series before. Well,
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold the phone. I didn't know that. That was not something I was told. So wait, he said that they are already working on the next character and they hope to bring back similar like classes that are in other Diablo games. What? What? That's not how I thought I would find this information out. Thank you, IGN.
While I've had my criticisms about some of the mechanics Diablo Immortal uses, like the Elder Rift 5-star gem grind, I do admit that I am impressed with the sheer amount of additions made to it in 2 years. With enough grinding, even a free-to-play player like myself can get a chance at some of those coveted pieces of gear. Yes, there is so much to dive into that it's almost overwhelming when you sign back in, but because they've added 2 classes that are entirely new to the franchise, it's worth trying them out for a few levels to see how they feel. I know I'll be taking a peek in between my Diablo 4 time when the Tempest and Paragon changes come to Immortal on May 23rd. For more on video games, keep it right here at IGN.
Follow the road and be on your guard.
All right, cool. So again, link to this. Shout out to IGN. You probably know who they are. Massive channel, massive company. But yeah, so shout out to them. That was the video we just reacted to. I even learned something there that apparently they're working on the 3rd class. That's information I didn't know. Nor is this how I thought I was going to find out. But let's look at the comments. That's actually what I really wanted to cover with you guys. So, so a mobile game can get a new class, but the main one can't. Now, I would beg to differ that the main one is subjective. All new class because coming with the expansion. Mobile makes more money than main. It's not main. I hate that. It's not main versus like sub. It is its own entity. They want you to suffer and play it on mobile only. Oh my god. And then someone said true. Diablo Immortal is a mobile cash grab. You know, when I was skimming the comments, I didn't see these. Anyway, so yes, the mobile game has had 2 new classes. This is just sad. The mobile version is getting more content. Now, again, it's annoying for the individual who is playing Diablo 4. However, if the individual would like to play Diablo Immortal, then you can also, for free, instead of like a $70 price tag, enjoy Diablo content mobily wherever you want. So there's that. Still got 5 classes in Diablo 4. WTF. So when can we get classes for D4? Imagine having this in Paladin in Diablo 4 with the new bosses and dungeons. Or imagine having the Paladin, oh wait, we do, as the Crusader in Diablo Immortal. Any news on Diablo 4 release date? Spoiler, it's out. What about Diablo 4 release date? What the fuck? It's out. The game, I'm assuming they're talking about the expansion. But like, well, now I'm curious. Like, what are these reply? It's already been released. Yeah, I was gonna say. It's sarcastic. Oh, it's a dig at when is Diablo 4 coming? Because they announced I see what they did there. Okay, nice. Can't wait for the 23rd. Game has changed so much since its launch and is constantly adding awesome new content. Agreed. Looks fun. Maybe I'll download it again. That's good feedback. Why are people complaining the mobile version is making way more money than Diablo 4? Don't understand the frustration. Okay. Monk 2.0 with Kratos weapons, nothing new. God. Bro, WTF, this looks so cool. Why can't we get this on console? Get that on console? You could just play it on. Don't you have phones? What a disappointment. They don't do the same in Diablo 4. I'm tired of playing with the same skills and characters. This honestly looks so awesome. Can't wait to try it out. There you go. Again, Diablo 4 shafted. Is this still a thing? Oh, God. So basically, Zabuza and Real Prince of Persia, Lovechild, joins Diablo. Still better than everything from D4. Man, Blizzard really is evil. It's free. Street Fighter 6 Season 2 pass. All right. Is it free? It is. Isn't? Bro, what are these comments? I love it. Immortal is more fun than D4. Sheesh. And that is sad. Why is that? See, these are the comments that always frustrate me. Like, why would it be sad that someone enjoys something more than something else? This turned into a Korean MMO crap. Okay, moving on. All Blizzard has to do, reskin Diablo Immortal with D4 graphics and lore, and they would have won. Huh. So this person's saying, like, if Diablo Immortal was just basically rethemed into D4 and made that D4, it would have won. Interesting thought there. So that's really, I think that is a compliment as Diablo Immortal and a diss on D4. Meanwhile, Diablo can use both these two new classes in Immortal, and they haven't done it yet. People still play this. Goofy and Black Desert character. What? This game still exists? Wow. Who asked? Oh, Jesus. Your mother. By clicking, you asked your mom. Oh, the internet. What's wrong with people? You don't have your... But you all have phones. Turns out he was right. Not everyone games on console or PC, but pretty much everyone has a phone, especially in non-Western country. No, he wasn't. Oh, okay. Good feedback. Phones make almost... this person is clapping back. Make 10 times the money than any other platform. The West may not like it on their phones, but every other country strongly prefers it. Yes, I'm totally with you. Let's ruin an IP for profit. You're totally convinced me. Lamau. How did it ruin an IP? This is, oh God, the comments. I just want to respond, but I can't. Like, how does it ruin an IP just by putting it on mobile? Like, just don't, if you don't like it, don't play it. Like, I don't understand the constant, like, smash to mobile. Okay, if you don't like it, like this person said, it is less popular in the West, but every other country in the world prefers games on their phone. Like, we see that in almost every market. I completely agree with that comment. It doesn't ruin a IP. Oh God, it's so funny. All right, so that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Again, smash a like on this video, on mine as well as IGN's. I'll put a link to the original video in the description. Ultimately, some pretty good information there, guys. I had no idea they were already working on a new class. That sort of stuck with me, and maybe even a class that is in an existing Diablo title. Let me know what you think. Maybe, are we gonna get the Druid in Diablo Immortal? I don't know. That could be fun, in my opinion. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section of all the hot takes in the comments. God, those comments were hilarious. I hope to see you guys in a video soon. Take it easy.